All right. Good morning. Welcome. This is Khrysalis Studios. I'm Raven Maddock, and this is the Sunday stream. I've done this every Sunday almost with a couple of exceptions for like 4 or 5 years now, something like that. It's crazy. Anyway, if you're joining us, welcome. We're going to go over a couple of quick Briar updates. There's not much on that front. It'll get quiet now that their sales tickets have kind of dwindled out, or their ticket sales have dwindled out for Briarfest, and there's going to be mid-year releases at some point, but we haven't seen what those are just yet. I'll check the website and we'll see if there's anything that's popped up, but in the meantime, we'll kind of go from there. I'm going to have some fun things for you today. There's a surprise sticker upgrade for the Medallion Club, so I get to show you guys what that looks like. It's not just a normal plain vinyl sticker, because who am I to leave well enough alone, as you guys well know. And I'm going to show you what the medallion looks like. I'm going to show you the pre-orders and what that looks like for our buddy Gary back here. And obviously I've revealed his name, which is most legendary. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that stuff today and go from there. All right, so hopefully everybody's doing good on their Sunday. Lizzie, hello, welcome to the stream. We have Amy. Hi, Amy. Karen, hello. How's it going? You guys are also awesome. We have some familiar faces that pop into the chat every week, and I love it because it's like coming and visiting friends. We have Krista. Hello, Krista from YouTube. How are you doing? Amy says, oh my god, yay, I can see comments again. That's awesome. There was a weird glitch, at least for Amy. I'm not sure who else was experiencing it, but in the live comments on Facebook, wasn't showing the comments properly. So I do not know what that looks like. So hopefully that stays that way for you, Amy, because it's nice to be able to read comments. I'm trying to awkwardly sit on my legs so that I'm not uncomfortable. I actually found a really cool hack for any of you that are hypermobile. It's a belt. So I have this need to like brace my legs, particularly either in shrimp mode where they're up like here or underneath me or pushing against something. And apparently that's a stability thing. So as a hypermobile person, your brain reads that as like, I need stability. So becomes a problem when you're trying to work. So apparently, and this actually works really well, you put this around your legs and you can push against your legs. And some people like wearing skirts and things too because of the same idea, apparently. And it's just the pressure of having your legs against the straps that just calms your nervous system down and allows you to not need to put your knee through your throat and like way up here, which is handy. So I've been keeping a belt there just in case. But during the stream, not as convenient because if I need to get up, I'm going to trip and then you guys are going to laugh at me. So we're just not going to do that today. My brain is already scrambled as is. Gemma, hi, how's it going? Donna, hello, welcome. So yeah, let's get to the Briar stuff first. All right, so Briar news. They closed their all access tickets. Well, didn't close them. You can still buy all access tickets. Let's pull it up here. So for Briarfest, if you buy tickets now, any of the tickets, you won't be able to actually choose your special runs. So it says right there, it's a wild card. And what that means is you're going to get a random pick from basically what's left of their inventory or kind of what's there. So I don't know if wild cards, well, I guess it is just kind of whatever you end up getting. So I don't know if the preferences, if it's evenly distributed still and it's a random choice between what's there, or if the people who had preference and say one sells out, that means that the wild card won't include that one. I don't know 100%. So if you guys know for sure, maybe it'll tell us something. Available from wildcard models. Ability to purchase up to 2 special runs from available wildcard models. So it does say available wildcard models, which leads me to believe that that is kind of whatever they have left. We'll receive 2 wildcard special run tickets to purchase up to 2 special runs. Wildcard ticket holders may select from available special runs. Okay, so please note all special runs may not be available. So you just get your wild card and then you go up and whatever's still there. So if they sell out for, I don't understand. But anyway, so you're not necessarily guaranteed to get what you want, but you aren't with the other ones where you get to pick either. So there is that. Maybe that's kind of a nice choice in some senses because you can pick from what's left, but now I'm confusing myself. Do they have that available for all access? Oh, okay. So wild card in person, and then random special run access for online. That makes more sense. That's where I was getting confused because my brain was saying, if you're online, that's going to be hard to manage. But in person, you can kind of just, they have the models there. So even then, that makes me think that they could still run out of things they shouldn't run out of. But maybe there's a special pile for just random all access stuff and associated ones that are pre-sold technically with the tickets. Okay, anyway, if anybody knows any better, I'm confused. So that is for that. I don't think there was any updates really to the blog. Check anyway. Prior Fest blog. Pick out your favorite ponies. So that was for showing. Final data access with preferences, workshops, sneak peek. I think we went. Okay, so they did. I said they were going to reveal this later in the week. That was June 2nd. What horse was that? I'm not seeing them tell us what it is. So Lapland is the open show reserve champion prize. Let me make this bigger for you guys. In a delicious dapple buttermilk buckskin. I haven't really seen anybody talk about this guy yet, so maybe it was missed because it was kind of nested in another post, but ta-da! Reserve champion prize. Lapland, which is a politically undefined region of northern Scandinavia, in the areas of Norway, Sweden, Finland that lie, or is the areas of Norway, Sweden, Finland that lie mostly above the Arctic Circle. One of the largest and most densely populated areas in the country, and especially a much sought after tourist destination. The rugged beauty of the terrain, excellent viewing of the northern lights, and incredibly rich Sami song culture make the region unique to Scandinavia. So yeah, you have to enter in the open show to have a chance to win that prize. It's very pretty. They don't use him very often, which is kind of nice. Is there another hidden reveal somewhere? This is kind of fun. Pick out your favorite ponies. No. That's kind of funny. Have you guys seen him before? Because I didn't see anybody talking about him online. But anyways, Amy, we're all going to yell that in the chat. Raven Bell, you need to get Bam! I'll just fall over on my face. Bobby, hi, how's it going? Lizzie, you get to pick whatever models that are left that haven't been reserved by a preference list or VIP. Okay, that makes sense. And then online, it's just randomly chosen for you. So there's that separate wildcard line and the associated line for ticket holders with the model specified. And then if you have a wild card, can you go at the very end if somebody hasn't claimed something you wanted that wasn't available and pick it up in like the second chance sale or right before the second chance sale? I wonder if that works that way, but maybe it does. Let's see if they have anything new in their store. Do we have any? Oh, he's still back ordered, the fire horse. There's some stuff that I know people were waiting on. Out of stock, out of stock. Interesting. They've been slow. I don't know what's happening with the shipping, but it's been slow to restock the stuff that went out of stock, like the fire horse. There was a few people that I noticed online that were saying, "Hey, where's my thing?" I'm too old. Just the kids set, which we saw last time, or the time before last. Second chance sale, yes. Lizzie says if assigned models haven't been picked up by the end of the Briarfest, second chance sales will allow them to be available for everyone. Even wildcard tickets? Because I know you can just buy them, but I wonder if you can use your wildcard ticket, like say if you wanted something that was sold out and somebody didn't claim it. But then there's second chance sales later, so maybe they'll just save that stuff because that would be logistically. Briarfest is a huge pain in the butt, so I'm sure that they don't want to add layers of complexity. And coming from me, doing what I do, the layers of complexity, even with what I do, is just ridiculous. So I also overcomplicate things. I can't help it. I am extra, so it just happens. But even like the simplest thing, it's like, oh, this is now added 10 other steps that I thought it was going to add one. But anyways. All right, that's Briar. They did release Carmen. We talked about that last time. I don't think... Carmen... And I know Stone did their country fair the other day, a couple weeks ago, and that there was the new Arab Harmony mold by Kylie that they released, but I haven't really seen anybody post anything about it. So I don't know if we've seen the other side. There just haven't been photos that I've been able to find, so I was kind of expecting to see more pictures, but I saw the lineup in a picture, but that was about it. Let me log out. I'm looking for Carmen. And there's mixed reviews on Carmen. I kind of figured that that was going to be how this went. Lizzie's saying for the wild cards, don't believe that you can use your wild card ticket against what's left, but you can do second chance sale and buy them. Limited 2 per transaction. Usually, you can go through the line as many times as you want, which is nice because sometimes there's really cool stuff. Or when there's variations and people just buy boxes. It's kind of funny. Hi, Jody. How's it going? Hopefully you're feeling better. Let me share my screen. So controversies. This is a 20-year-old resin that they didn't update, and they gave it a very challenging paint job for the master. And the photos in the actual box, which they kind of got away from for a while, are photos from what it looks like of the master deco, which is what the artist would have painted for Briar to then replicate. We know dapple grays are challenging for them to reproduce. We ran into this issue with Wyatt and Carolyn Boydston's paint job. Everybody was super excited for Carolyn Boydston's paint job, and Wyatt did not look like a Carolyn Boydston paint job. It is very hard for somebody in a factory, whether that's US or otherwise, to spend the amount of time to produce a model that is only worth a couple $100 that will get you to the level that an artist is painting for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. So it's hard. It's hard. It's a very unfortunate combo in a way, because the mixture of an older sculpture with a paint job that's very challenging to reproduce, I think, has been giving mixed results, kind of not always for the positive. Please also keep in mind there are artists behind these. So Karen Gerhardt designed the paint job and the sculpture. Even if it was 20 years ago, artists still have feelings. I also like to be a proponent of artists learning how to manage that, because you're never going to be able to control the negative feedback, but we can try and be a little on the nicer side sometimes, because it can be a little harsh. Not that critique shouldn't happen, But just remember there's an artist behind it, and they might stumble upon some of this stuff and be quite sad. So this is Karen's post about the reference photo she used, which is a gorgeous reference. You're not going to be able to get that very easily, even an artist doing this, let alone trying to replicate that in a factory paint job. Like I said, tons of mixed reviews online. Some people love her. She's very dynamic. The twist is really kind of cool. It's different than the proper pony. I think we like the personality. It's just harder with an older sculpture. And I think Breyer worked with Karen extensively on Shannondale to make improvements and really kind of level them up, which worked really, really well. And this was pre that. So not quite as accurate, maybe. Some people are struggling with some of that. They expected to see something more like Shannondale, and not everybody was familiar with the fact that this was a resin from 20 odd years ago. And most people are even really critical of Breyers from 20 odd years ago. So I think our expectations are a little challenging. I've seen some nicer ones. I've seen some more loosey-goosey ones where there's less dapples and there's more kind of color shifts to the color. Some the faces look really nice. Some of the faces look not quite as nice. Like this one is Mila Pierce's that she got. It's a little bit more accurate to the photos. You're going to get variations, just like we all know. Some of them are going to look better, some of them not. This one actually, is that their box photos? That might actually be the artist copy. So yeah, a lot more tonal differences that are very challenging to replicate in a factory. Yes, his photos of Breyer. So that's probably all still the master or a variation, because we're seeing them come out. Little less shading to the face. The gloss really brings out the red, it seems. You can kind of see the Cleveland Bay in her face, actually. And then from the front, cute little mapping around her little facial marking there. It's hard. It's hard, guys. It's hard being an artist because a lot of times you don't get a lot of time to work on these either, paint or the sculpture itself. So like I said, if it's not your thing, just move on. We don't necessarily need to tear the artist apart online. So Karen, you did a good job. I know it probably was a thing to fit in a niche, and that can be hard too. So anyway, let me see what I got here. Donna says, I love my Carmen. She has such nice shading and dapples, like the pictures on the box, and very minimal flaws, unlike so many others I've seen posted. I got glossed, and she's super high gloss, which I love. And I love, like, the color with the gloss looks really cool. Jody, the fact that they can't exactly replicate the paint job is actually a good thing to me. So I say, if you want that paint job, hire an artist. Michelle, I do like the personality, the dynamic, and sweet face of Carmen. Mine came out with great shading too. Just that one side of her face is lacking details. Posting the molding process, I bet. And it is harder. As soon as you start twisting things, that makes the way they have to mold, like the injection plastic, change, because the pieces have to come in an angle, and sometimes things need to change so that that can work, because they, like a ceramic mold, there can't be any undercuts. So if you have a piece and it has, I'm gonna drop the water everywhere. If you have a piece, it can come straight off of a piece like that, but as soon as you turn it, that's an undercut, and you're gonna have to either smooth that out or put another piece in going another way to try and capture that detail. And each of those pieces increases the financial component of it, and the complexity, the seams, everything like that. So when you twist that head and the neck, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard, guys. Karen says, even us as airbrushing this color can be a challenge. And yeah, it's not an easy color by any stretch. When you're dealing with that much contrast and that much tonal craziness, it's really gonna push even the most talented artists, which might not have been the best color choice. But Amy, I always have to wait on whether or not I like the model until I see it in person because it can be so different. And some models, especially when they're dynamic and twisty, like Biter, is very hard to get good photographs of, but she's so cool in person because there's just so much to her. And then other ones are like, I'm photogenic from all angles, ha ha ha, for whatever reason. Except the one derpy front picture that I wanted to get. But anyways, let's see, Karen, I'm working on 4 of them right now. There you go. Michelle, hello. It's okay. We're just chatting about Briar stuff. Michelle, lost in the molding process is what I meant to say. It's all good. I knew what you were talking about. So yeah, that's what Briar's been up to. And it's hard because you get the whole hobby thing of like, oh, why can't we have nice things? Because we complain about them all the time. But we also need to have room in the hobby to have critique and have opinions as well. It's that fine balance of we can have opinions and be reasonably kind about it, and we can critique behavior and still be reasonably kind about it. I actually just wrote a blog post on that, so that's coming soon. Now that the website's kind of more up and running, I can do stuff like that, which will be nice. And yeah, it's about accountability and kindness, how we can kind of keep things on the rails without needing to be nasty about it, because I think the mean girl tendencies in the hobby can be a little bit much. Yeah, so that's the thing. My foot's falling asleep when I'm sitting on it. So yeah, it's hard. So I just suggest if you're going to critique it, you can be kind about it. If you have any specific concerns about the direction that Briar has gone, maybe with quality or whatever, reach out to their customer service. That's how you let them know what you like, what you don't like. You also vote with your money, technically, and they want your money, so they will probably make adjustments somewhere because there's like a give take, right? So yeah, and I don't have any insider information, so I'm just speaking on my own behalf as an individual, not as a representative or anything of Briar with any insider intel. Cover my behind, just in case. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on in Briar World. But what is going on over here is also maybe well, I was gonna say also quite exciting, but Briar's kind of tapered off with all the releases. We're now waiting for those mid-years, which should come soon. And as soon as I see them, I'll try and post them. What have I been doing? I have been coding like a crazy person. Thank goodness for the ability to go in and like you can see the back end of things reasonably well, and Shopify support has been good. We're still experiencing an issue with PayPal and the last step. So it has to do with the tokens for your club memberships. If you're a previous club member on the old system where you just signed up through PayPal and not through the new website, so there is a disclaimer, I'll show you guys on the top of my site, just saying that if you're trying to log in to the members area, it's not going to work right now. I'm actively calling PayPal basically every day and working this out with them. They have their coding people on it to see if they can resolve it, and I will give you all the information as soon as I know it. Hopefully that information is, it's fixed, yay! But we have some workarounds in the meantime, and most of those are reasonably automatic, so success. But I've had to like work around. It's been nuts. But hopefully you guys like the site and how it's turned out. So the main page is quite nice. If I do say so myself. I'm kind of glad that I deleted the other one and had to replace it because this one's way nicer. We are open for Flat Out Fabulous Spot On, which is Appies and Pinchos. That is open until, oh, it's saying coming soon. Submissions are open. What? Oh, I haven't revealed the theme. Never mind. Done too many changes to this to remember what is even where. So there's that. You can still join the clubs. All good there. Pre-orders for Gary are available. Technically, I changed this yesterday, so it is today at noon for the public. And you can sign up for my newsletter if you need more information. This is Gary. So I introduced you guys to Gary. Let me just go. here. So this was his introduction page, which I thought was kind of clever. I'm very proud of the little like bouncy Neopets and animations. It's like something stirs, tap to reveal. It's so Neopets, like my soul. Legendary. It's scary technically, but also legendary. Because the little voice in my head does the "It's legend. Wait for it, dairy" from How I Met Your Mother, because Neil Patrick Harris. But anyways, Lord Gary of Pudgington, first of his name, the unaerodynamic reacher of great snacks, defender of joy, permanent passenger of the struggle bus, grand master of the afternoon nap, and hero of the hobby. I have a little countdown timer. Also quite proud. We have just under an hour to go before he goes public, which is kind of cool. Club members will still be able to get in there now, and anytime during the pre-order period, the Medallion Club members can enter the little code thing, and it will give you your discount, or click through the link that I provided you, which will enter it automatically. Has his information here. He is NFC verified. This tells you a little bit about what NFC tags do, shipping, how that breaks down for all the different locations and the exact amounts there. That is subject to potential change, but it should be pretty static. We'll try and get through the whole thing pretty quickly. His story. So the rules said his wings were too small, physics said his belly was too round, and the hobby said he'd never make it off the ground. But nobody told Gary. He's a PegaPonycorn. I know I could call him an alicorn, but PegaPonycorn sounded so much more fun. And the alliteration was kind of fun. Well, kind of alliteration. Enough. Part Pegasus, part unicorn, entirely himself. He has absolutely no interest in what is or is not possible. Launched himself skyward with these gloriously inadequate wings with all of the confidence, and he has not looked down since. Gary exists for anyone who is told their dream was too big, their resources too small, their ambitions were too a little round in the middle. He is the patron saint of winging it, the official mascot of the hobby that sometimes forgets to laugh at itself, despite desperately needing reminding. In a world of perfectly proportioned, achingly serious model horses, Gary shows up chubby and joyful and absolutely certain of his own legend. I got a little carried away, but it's okay. Hopefully you guys like it. And honestly, he's not wrong. His name is Gary. He is legendary, and he was never supposed to fly, but he flies anyways. So the making of Gary. Gary didn't come to life in the studio. He demanded it. The vision woke me up at 3 a.m. and insisted on being drawn, refused to let me sleep until I got him out of my head and onto paper. I was literally like half falling asleep trying to find a pencil to sketch him. It was crazy. He arrived fully formed in all of his fluffy glory, a chaos gremlin, a defiant little spirit, a creature who had something urgent to say about rising above and refusing to be told who you are or what you can and can't do. Sculpting him meant respecting that urgency. Gary needed to be fluffy. He needed to be made from epoxy, two-part epoxy putty, which is magic soil, and hand sculpted to capture the softness and chaos of him. Especially in a world of 3D sculpts, I like to kind of get back to my roots of just sculpting by hand. I'm a feeler, so it needed to happen. The slight unkemptness makes him real, because he's all just could have done perfect like show pony, but he needed to be extra crazy. Wings had to be too small deliberately, not proportional, not correct, but small enough that physics don't work, because that's the point. The aerodynamics fail, and every rule says he shouldn't be able to fly, like the bumblebee, where his wings are logistically too small. The real magic is how he stands. Gary balances only on his tail. Nothing else touches the ground. No support, no cheating. Just a puddle of magical tail and the absolute certainty in all of his body that he can do this. I wanted that gravity-defying theme to be undeniable, a continuation of the philosophy that began with my first original sculpture, Flying Free, inspired by the defiance of the song Defying Gravity, which I love. I wanted to create sculptures that didn't just depict flight, but they prove it's possible. So I'm very inspired by the Sideshow Collectibles statues and a lot of their defying hair and how they can really capture like Spider-Man leaping off of a building. So this is like Everything I've always wanted. But here's what makes Gary different. Yes, he's struggling. You can see it in every inch of him, but the twists and turns through his body, the contrapposto, the way he stretches and strains with everything he's got. There's visible effort in the posture, and his little tucked hind leg, which is one of my favorite parts, in the line or in the line of his body and his little twisty lip. He's working his little butt off for this, but the look in his eyes and his face is serene. Um, there's a serenity there, and it says, I've got this. It's hard, but it's right. So I've got to do it. That's Gary, the struggle, the peace. Both are true at once. The unkept little chaos gremlin who decided to fly anyways. And in a hobby that takes itself very seriously, Gary's a little gentle rebellion. What if a sculpture could just be fun? What if it asked you to play, to cuddle it, to remember that little girl's spirit of joy and imagination that got you here in the first place? Gary exists to bring that back. A gentle reminder that no dreams are too big, even if your wings may feel just a little too small. Gary is professionally cast, or will be, because he's still technically Gary, Origi Gary, and finished by the incredible casters Jen and Tom Ulp at Jolt Studios in Idaho. So he's available in unpainted resin, cast in artist grade polyurethane, ready for your own artistic hand, your favorite artist, or just hanging out naked on the shelf. You could even give him a little fig leaf, which would be adorable because he's kind of showing it off a little bit. So there's also an NFC embedded chip in each of these horses. It's a passive chip, which means that it doesn't send a signal out. It requires your phone to activate it, basically. Doesn't need any special apps. That's registered to the authenticity registry that I have on the website now. And it will allow this story to follow him forever, all of his stuff to follow him forever. You'll be able to see the edition information, all of your collectability documentation, all in one place, which is kind of fun. And like I said, there might be some other stuff that I can attach to this later. The technology has so many possibilities. I'm so excited. He also comes with a certificate of permission to do the impossible, because I had to. And it's also signed by Gary. Look, he signed it. I did too, but the important signature is Gary. So it is a certificate of permission to pursue the impossible. It hereby certifies that the bearer has official permission to pursue the most impossible of dreams. Fly on wings some may think are too small. Be absurdly, unapologetically confident. Ignore everyone who says you can't. Be legendary in all things. Take up as much space as you need, which is something I still struggle with quite a bit. Never worry about the opinions of others, which is oddly bolded here for whatever reason. Because, the importance of other people's opinions tends to be really high on people's lists. And then to not take yourself or life too seriously. Permission is granted in perpetuity, non-transferable, and cannot be revoked by anyone, not even you, on your worst day. So that is the Gary. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Good comments. There's a time payment. Yeah, so Ellen was asking when order went so bad, but is there time payment options? Yes, there are time payment options. This is the first pre-order window. So this means there's special discounts for ordering him during this time. It's $20 off, and then if you're in the Medallion Club, you get an extra $20 off. And all club members got early access, so you kind of got the early numbers, and you got to get in there first, which means you get your boys first, which is kind of cool. Well, depending on paid in full or time payments. Carol says, pretty perfect story, and we can all relate onwards and upwards. Exactly. I love putting more, you guys know, Juggernaut with the battle against cancer, and then Biter with the battle of life, and for me personally, the fear of recurrence and the struggle that is that, and kind of the internalized anger that needs to be vented out because of all that stuff. Jody says, love the Chaos Gremlin. And Jim says, we love you, Gary. And his name wasn't supposed to be Gary at first. I was doing all the research to give him the most proper, fantastical, meaningful name. I was looking at like Icarus, but there already is an Icarus. And then my brain was like, Gary. Because I'm pretty sure he was like, my name is Gary. Because it's ridiculous. It was too perfect. So, Gary. And there's no Gary. So, Gary. Amy says, I love that song, and this is on my list of, or it is on my list of mantra songs. I agree, because it's just, and, oh, Idina Menzel just sings it so well. I love it so much. Jody's darn it crying again. I'm sorry. It's cool to me that it's moving people to the point that it brings tears, but I'm sorry, I'm Canadian. I have to apologize for making you cry. Karen, you're making me cry with this poem and your incredible writing. Thank you. I have fun with it. So, he's gonna be my pony from childhood. That's so cool. And feel free to customize him, take wings off, take horn off, add dragon bits, add whatever you want to him. I actually encourage and love seeing customization in my work. Donna, Gary's my spirit animal. I can relate to everything he is. Defying Gravity is one of my favorite songs too. See, you guys are my people. This is why I do this. Love the hoof print, says Michelle. It took me forever to make a hoof print because I couldn't find one. And then I was like, how do I do this? So it was a long process to get his hoof print on there, but we did it. Had to like pin him down. Sarah, hi. Sarah loves Gary too. Thank you. Amy, if I can manipulate clearware the way I do, then you guys can do anything too, just saying. It's actually super impressive. I am loving it. Gary is the perfect nemesis. Perfect name or nemesis? There you go. Now he needs a nemesis because he's fighting dragons, obviously. What does Gary need? Gary needs a dragon. Oh my god, now Gary needs a dragon. Anyway, for another day maybe. A fun little perk that I'm adding that you guys maybe haven't seen before unless you pre-ordered with the club, and I emailed you to tell you about this, is a holographic background legendary sticker, because you need to be reminded to be legendary. So, and I love the sword. Oh my god. So yeah, like the zebra sticker that I did. Let's see if I can find it and not have my, oh my god, my leg is so stunning. Why did I sit on it? Hold on. I make terrible noises. So much like the zebra, the background's going to be holographic like that. My sticker printer is going to make it magical and wonderful, and it'll be fantastic. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it, which will be fun. But it is only, the pre-order sticker is only available for pre-order. There'll be another sticker that will also come with him that I'm not revealing until Briarfest, when the rest of the edition gets released. So you will have another opportunity if you can't swing a Gary right now. Briarfest will be another opportunity to do that, just without the exclusive pre-order sticker and not the $20 pre-order discount. But let's go over some of that stuff. So it shows his height and all the good stuff there. Price showing there is $360, but with the $20 off, it's $340. And then if you stack the club member discount, it is $320. Just kind of cool. And then time payment orders, you can choose here, time payment or paid in full. The quantity that you want, there's a little countdown to remind you how long you have till he ends, because for some people, time zones are a little bit different. So that should be hopefully helpful. There is a $15 time payment fee if you're doing time payments, just for the extra fees and all the administrative tracky stuff that has to go on in the background. This has all the information on that NFC chip again, the shipping there and what those general costs are, pricing, so it's saying the special pre-order price is in effect. There is a GST charge of 5% for Canadians. I'm legally required to collect that, so I do. That shows you how time payments work. Hopefully you guys like the drop downs. It works well on mobile too, actually. And then there's his story again if you want to reread it. And then his certificate of authenticity, you'll have the digital one where you can scan him and up pops his COA. digitally, so you can verify what number you are. It'll have a special code in there so that he can't be copied, because you wouldn't have the background code that I'm putting in there. But it also means you don't have to keep track of his information. You just boop with your phone. So yeah, there's that. And then this will be signed and numbered as well. So each of them will have their own number. So then if you're pre-ordering, you might get number 1, you might get number 7, you might get number 32, you might get lucky number 17. I don't know. What's your lucky number? Yeah, so that's what's happening there. And everybody seems to like the checkout so far, which has been really nice. It is based in Shopify, which means when you're ordering, you go in and it will show you kind of the status of your orders. You'll be able to log in and see all your stuff. When I send out tracking, you'll be able to follow it that way. So definitely a little bit more nice. I tried really hard. Hopefully you guys like it. This has been like I have never learned so. I took advanced placement coding in high school, thinking that I was going to be a computer programmer because I was told learn to code. That's the way of the future. I was like, this is hard. I don't want to program word processors for the rest of my life. And then now look at all the coding I have to do. Not the same language, but at least some of the stuff translates. So yeah, that's it. What else do we got on my list here? The club stuff is going out this week. Most of it hopefully on Monday, if not Tuesday. I am working on getting all of that stuff done right now, but I can show you the secret upgrade that I did to the sticker because I didn't tell you guys. I wanted it to be a secret, so now you can see. If you don't want to see, turn away. But if you do want to see, it's awesome. My printer makes things in like the most vivid, ridiculous colors ever. He is all holographic. The background is solid, so kind of technically the opposite of this guy. Because I was thinking that underwater he would kind of be like glittery and shimmery, and his scaly bits would just catch the light, and I was not disappointed. So hopefully you guys like him. He is the wildest colored thing. And these are all outside compatible. You can stick them on your vehicles. You can stick them wherever you want. They're done high quality for a reason. I put some on my water bottles and washed them in the dishwasher multiple times. And it's like, they're hello, which is nice. And then if you don't want the medallion revealed, run away because I'm going to reveal that now. It is based off of the same. But let's see if the light does this any justice. Dun, 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 dun. You guys wanted a hippocampus so badly. So, and now if you wanted to paint him like the shiny fish pony, you could paint him like the shiny fish pony. Some adjustments were made, partially for casting, partially because there is some variance within the species that I will talk about and note in the, they're noted in the field notes for him, which is okay. Not going to spoil it, but Mediterranean is where this particular creature is found, which I did tell you guys in the last field notes. It was in the bottom. For those of you that are reading those, pay attention or care. And there might be a little side adventure because we're leaving Egypt and the Library of Alexandria was like right there. So I had to geek out a little bit in that general direction. And then we're going to go to the Mediterranean to meet this guy. And it's so hard not to like, squirrel. There's so many cool things that are happening. I might need to write a book. So for those of you that might be lost, the Medallion Club and the Sticker Club are now based on narratively a story about Lily Ashcroft, who is traveling through different places in the world in 1901, so just after the 1900 World Fair, which is a whole other rabbit hole that I wrote a whole special thing on, because, my God, there's so many horse things that happened, so many cool things that happened, but yeah. And so she's finding mythological and historical horses and documenting it from like a horse tourist point of view, and it is the best thing. So loving it, love it so much. I could just do that all day, every day, nonstop. I just research and compile information and like, ooh, I want to go there. I want to do this. So yeah, if you're enjoying it, I hope you are. But it's so fun. Um, oh, you guys like him! Yay! So yeah, there's been a lot of people. Sorry, my brain's like absolutely squirreling because I've geeked out so hard about all of this. They're so much fun too. But a lot of people have asked for hippocampus, and then this gives you kind of a reference. You can paint him like a dragonette if you wanted to. You could paint him like whatever you want. There's a lot of really cool colors in the fish world, which and sometimes fantasy colors are just fun to experiment with and play with. He's got a little bit of an open mouth, very determined little dude. And he's still thick enough and resistant enough that it's not like his little bits are going to break off. I still try and be very cognizant of that because some of the smaller medallions and things they can, and that's no fun when you break pieces off his fins. So that's what's going to be in your box, along with the field notes. Obviously, it's been kept again to the 2 pages. It'll reveal what the next location is going to be, which will be another fantastical creature for June, and then July will be a historical realistic. So, ta-da! Let me see what else. Yeah, and it'll allow you to play with like your pearlexes and your metallics and your color shift and maybe even your glow in the dark if you want bioluminescent. Because I could just that was mine. I watched the camera tilt and then the whole thing tilt. That was crazy. So yeah, that is primarily what I've been up to. Like I said, you should be getting your tracking either Monday or Tuesday for your boxes going out for the Medallion Club and Sticker Club. I'll be sending out an email. Once the system is fully connected, the token problem, I'm going to just... I didn't realize there was the possibility of having so many things go sideways with trying to move things. But it's all for the better. The system's going to be better, so that's all good. Once we have everything connected, your notifications for all the shipping and stuff for the club stuff will come right out of Shopify, which will make it a little bit easier for both ends. You can track things a little bit easier. Did it ship? Where is it? What's going on? What's the tracking? All in one place. Huzzah! Like Briar, when you log into Briar's site, you can kind of track stuff. I believe Briar runs on Shopify as well, so kind of nice. And then if you have the shop app, it will link in with the shop app and it will tell you and send you notifications saying, hey, there's a new thing in the shop, or hey, there's like your thing shipped. So stuff like that. And then you can upgrade and downgrade your subscriptions. You can cancel right from the website. It is going to be wonderful. You can change your payment information. You can change your address. I will see it, unlike PayPal, where they're like, why would I update you and tell you what the new address is? So, they don't even tell me when there's a change anymore. So, PayPal, smarten up. Because, yeah, you guys are the ones I'm having the most problems with. And it also, technically, Shopify offers the option to not use PayPal if you're not a fan of PayPal. You can just put in a credit card or do GPay or Apple Pay, I think both work. Let me know if those are not working for you or if you want them to work, and I will do the thing. Or if you run into any glitches on the website or things that you're like, hey, Raven, this isn't working, or that's weird, or we need this, I'm happy to oblige because I am knee deep in code. Well, technically neck deep in code anyways. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are because I want to know if you like the site better. And then if you're enjoying the club and where it's going, if you want to see side adventures somewhere, I've debated doing like little offshoot things. So we'll see how that goes. They're both focus. I still have an Icelandic and a salad that we need to finalize and sort out. So my goodness, it's very busy here. So yeah, that's what's been going on here. I did have... I'm not doing a rant because I suppose this is kind of technically a rant. Let me just open this. So I went outside with our little buddy today. Hey. My Google's like, excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing? This has got to be my favorite angle of him because it's so derpy. Like, because you can see the little twist in his lip, and there happened to be a little bumblebee behind him. Because see, right there. There's a little bumblebee. This is too perfect. He's like, "Hi, sunflower. How are you? My name's Gary." There's so much derp. He's like brought me so much joy making him because it's like, oh, he's so cute. But yeah, that's my favorite angle of Gary. So he is headed off to the Alps right away here. I have sorted out things with them, so it should be quite nice. Means he will be molding and casting quite soon as well, which is always good. I have had to deal with a Klingon all week that has been not impressed with the fact that I have been endlessly. Okay, computer, stop it. Stop it. Endlessly coding? Hold on. I'm trying to do this from Drive, which it doesn't love, so hang with me. This is what I've been dealing with all week. He's like, I'm attached to you. Do the thing. How can I help? And then, especially because I've been stressed with the coding, been like yelling and swearing at my stupid mouse because the right click button doesn't work, and you need right click to edit code and to copy and paste things and to do all sorts of things that I need to be able to do with the right click. So then he's like, I'm concerned about your well-being. Can we go outside? We should go outside. That helps my well-being. We should go outside. He's just been the best dog ever. So Nash has been clingy. And my flowers are being flowers. These are my parrot tulips. Yeah, we'll do that. They came up and they're wonderful and they make me happy inside. So that has happened. Tulips have happened. And I planted dahlias that might actually survive, which is kind of fun. The Nash potato face is precious. It is love the derp of determination. That almost made me stutter. That's hilarious. I like that. That should be added to his little certificate. The derp of determination. Because it is very derp and it is very determined. Like so much squiggles. There's just like all the squiggles in his body. That's his like his little, you can see how his bottom lip is more off to this side a little bit. And his front lip, he's just like, you do it. It's awesome. And like I said, feel free to take his wings off, take his horn off, change him to bat wings, change him to dragon wings, make him into a little dragon pony, make him into whatever you want. Do the thing. It's a Nash snoosh. Exactly. He's been very, very de-derp-dination? De-derp-dination. Oh my god, you guys are getting like a seizure. Raven can't say the words, and then her brain stops functioning, and then there's smoke coming out of her ears. I wonder why. So yeah, that is the thing. Jody says that if you join Shopify, which is free, you can earn points towards discounts. There you go. And they do specials and stuff every once in a while. So there was just one on that I was notified about because I've ordered like the composite shoes for Turbo with Shopify or through Shopify stores and things. And they were doing if you spent $50, you got $5, I think. It's like a 10% off thing. And I had just spent money not through the app, but through something like the website. I was like, damn it, just spent $100. Like it could have had like points. Anyway. So yeah, keep an eye on that if you like extra things. Points, especially in this economy, can be super helpful for things like that and buying things. Lots of people were using their Flat Out Fabulous prizes towards buying Gary, so that's also another fun thing. Enter the Flat Out Fabulous competitions, win monies in the studio, which will eventually just be able to be credited to your account. But I can, if you want to use your credits, I can send you a custom code which will allow you to do so. So just let me know, because until the thing is worked out, I can't put the credits right on your account. But when I can, then I'll just be able to send you a ping. Yay, you won a prize. Here's some credit. Do the thing. Which will be so cool. I'm so excited. There's so many good things that are happening. We're just like this close. Yeah, it's a lot. My hyperfixation, I guess. We can do like a little me here. That's my brain right now. Actually, so my hyperfixation has officially been the song. I don't know if you guys have seen it pop up online, but it's I'm gonna sing and it might not be as pretty as you think. Every little cell inside my body, every little cell is happy and well. Every little cell inside my body, every little cell is happy and well. I'm so happy, every little cell is happy and well. I'm so happy, every little cell is happy and well. That has been playing non-stop in my brain since I heard it like 3 days ago. It's actually not bad. It actually has picked up my mood. I felt really good. It's just like on the in the style of Mama's Little Baby Loves Shortening Bread, if you've ever heard that song. But yeah, it's like the best thing ever. And people do tapping too with it as they're singing it. And that is like a somatic body thing. There's been people that have reported that some of their aches and pains have gone away by singing it. You get the best results by actually singing it versus just like saying it in your head or humming it. But yeah, super, super cool. It's kind of nice to have a little happy thing in your brain. But side adventure, other than the club stuff, which we've already done hyperfixations on, so I try not to re-hyperfixate you guys, or at least touch on them again in this. There is a plant called a strawberry spinach. And it helps if I can spell, but I can't. And a strawberry spinach plant has edible strawberry or edible spinach leaves. So I've been doing a lot of like trying to hyperfixate on plants because I'm trying to put my garden in a little late, but that's okay. We're doing it. Still doing the thing. So it has let me do the thing. It has edible leaves like spinach that are supposed to taste like spinach, and they're supposed to be eaten raw, and also berries that are supposed to kind of taste like mulberries or watermelon. And I saw this on social media and I'm like, I have to buy seeds because that sounds too freaking cool that you can get both the leaves and the berries out of the one plant. Oh, it's kind of cool looking. So I'm going to try it. We'll see if it actually grows, and I will let you know what it tastes like because kind of neat. I think I've got a couple new flowers and things this year that I'll take photos of. I got a variegated iris that I'm very excited for. And then the raspberry plants are huge. My grape is starting to come back, I think. And the asparagus patch died. Well, it didn't die. It's not doing well. We'll put it with that. But yeah, I got seeds for this. I got some, what are they called? Chicory seeds? So it's like a blue dandelion. It's kind of what they deem it as. There's a two variations that I got of chicory, and so one is classified as, I think they call it an Italian dandelion. Blue flower. I can pull it up for you guys so you can see. And chicory has some cool medicinal herbal stuff. And of course, all the plant is edible. The roots are kind of like coffee, which is kind of fun. If you're into that sort of thing. These are the little flowers. Isn't that pretty? Italian dandelion. So I have two variations of chicory. So I'm going to try a couple. There's multi-headed sunflower. So this was a shop apparently. And I wanted the one set of seeds, and then they're like, oh, you could pay like the $20 to ship it, or you could just add $20 more to your cart, get stuff instead of just paying for the shipping. So that's what I did. So I got this. But it's okay. Pretty cool. And then I got wormwood and something else. Because mother mother something beans? Mother Stoddard beans. These guys. I've wanted to try these out for a while, and they were not in stock anywhere when I looked for them last year, but I managed to find them. So I tried runner beans, scarlet runner beans last year. They did okay. They struggled. So I'm going to try these ones, and we'll see. Because I guess these are good for canning, and they're good for a couple things. A little bit of a different flavor profile. So I'm going to try. I like trying new things, so see how it goes. Okay, that sounds so cool. I know, right? It was like berries and spiky spinach leaves. Sign me up. Sarah, my shishito peppers and sweet pepper or sweet peas are flowering. I love sweet peas. They smell so good. That was one of my grandma's favorite flowers, so I try and have a little box of them out in the front, just at the front door every year. And peppers, we didn't do peppers this year. I've got a couple tomato plants. I've got cucumber. I've got zucchini. I've got bok choy. I've got what else do I got? Can't even remember now. Too many things. Dahlias. I'm going to try interplanting dahlias with greens, and see how that goes. Because, or not greens. What was I going to put in there? Like root covery things. Anyways, my brain's done, as you guys can tell. So yeah, let me know if you guys are growing plants and what you're growing or what you would suggest I grow. Just keep in mind it's a cold climate and you have a very short growing season, so I'm kind of limited on what I'm able to do, but let's see how that goes. I might try putting my Monstera outside and see if that, when it's warmer days, revives it a little bit. It's grumpy, but Monstera, as you know, be grumpy. So there's that. All right, so the public open pre-ordering for Gary starts in like 20 minutes. I'm going to go caffeinate so that I can handle it. And then in the meantime, let me know if you guys have any questions or whatever. I'm going to announce what the hangouts are going to be for the month shortly here. You're going to get your tracking for club stuff. I'm going to announce the new sticker very soon as well. And then my stomach's like, feed me first! Food before coffee! I don't know if you guys can hear that. Ooh, my goodness. And then there's another thing that my brain forgot. Oh, the workshop. I'm going to do hair. So I'll tell you, it's going to be like a slightly more 3D do, like an Appaloosa scruffy type hair situation. Something that's going to be a little bit gravity defying while not being super long, because I think that'll give us the groundwork to proceed with the more gravity defying stuff. This would still technically work with like hair flips and things like that. I'm going to try and work both of them into what I'm demoing for you guys so you can see how to do something like a trestle flipping, and get that 3D perspective and then get a little bit on the neck so that you can kind of see how that would work, and then have some stuff standing straight up if you want the punk rocker look, because it's so fun. So yeah, that's what we're up to for the workshop for this month for club members, and I will see you guys later. Some of you very soon for the Gary thing, but going live in 20 minutes. See you there. Okay, love you guys. Don't feed the trolls. Hi trolls, we love you trolls. No snacks for you. Snacks for me, because I'm starving. Okay, see you guys. Love you. Oh yeah, and then I keep forgetting to tell you, remember to like and share this if you want to, but like it